First of all, I want to thank the staff for the comprehensive work on this report and to the large number of community members that have come out to address the concerns on this important issue regarding the airport's location, the lead, noise pollution, emergency preparedness, and about pilot training. Since my childhood, I always loved watching airplanes. Having served as a Navy aviation supply officer on board aircraft carriers and a former student pilot flying system myself, I'm particularly empathetic to the planes and aviation community's concerns. I want to acknowledge and thank the representatives of the Reid Hillview Pilots Association and the California Pilots Association for their efforts to promote the use of unleaded fuel at the Reid Hillview Airport. Carol Ford from the California Pilots Association and former Santa Clara County Airport Commissioner Douglas Rice for the support of this very important change to unleaded fuel and the positive impact to Reid Hillview and the surrounding community. Specifically, I also want to thank John McGowan and John Carr representing the Reid Hillview pilots, providing me with hundreds of pages educating me about all the backgrounds and history of Reid Hillview for the past 2 years. And I also want to thank San Jose State University Aviation Program for committing to switch to unleaded fuel and work with the county to continue its aviation training program. This is by far the most controversial issue I've encountered since joining this esteemed board. I've tried hard to keep an open mind to learn about the issues regarding airport location, concerns about accidents in adjacent neighborhoods, noise pollution, health issues, and environmental concerns, and also issues relating to emergency preparedness in case of calamities such as the next earthquake or wildfires, and its value as one of the best schools for flight training for future pilots. And that Reid Hillview Airport predated the neighborhood residents. But a new lead study has shown how the use of leaded avgas affects the surrounding community around the airport. These neighborhoods have already suffered from COVID-19 disproportionately, and this toxic impact of lead has further contributed to neighboring Latinx, Asian health disparities, and especially to children. Talking about the closure of this airport is by no means a new issue. It has been discussed, studied, debated, EIR, written for over 40 years. Over supervisors, including Rod Deardon Sr., Dan McCorkadale, Zoe Lofgren, Mike Honda, Blanca Alvarado, just name a few, have all attempted this closure. The staff report also included a one-pager listing accidents compiled since 1983. 38 years ago, there had been at least 37 accidents or mishaps, averaging about one mishap a year. 20 of these accidents resulted in injuries, with 8 fatalities, including crash landing at the residential park, trailer and house, the Capitol Expressway, and just so happened, I even witnessed one that crash landed at the East Ridge Mall, coming too low and hitting a tree over a decade ago. On the issue of emergency preparedness, which is of course extremely important, my office has reached out to CAL FIRE and other local first responder agencies to confirm the emergency preparedness needs of Reid Hillview for them. So most recently, in August 2020, CAL FIRE deployed a mobile retardant base consisting of 2 water tanks, a mixing station, and 2 retardant dip tanks to the north of the Reid Hillview runways. 3 helicopters used the base to fill the tanks and fought the SCU wildfire for 3 days. These helicopters flew approximately 49 missions, but did not need to even land at Reid Hillview during the operation. Now, CAL FIRE used primarily Hollister and Sacramento airports for fixed-winged aircrafts, and the Sonoma station for helicopters. When asked why, CAL FIRE stated that Reid Hillview is actually not usable for fixed-wing firefighting apparatus because the runways are too short and the aircrafts are actually too heavy. CAL FIRE has a fixed-wing base at Hollister Airport that houses spotter aircraft and 2 retired Naval S-2 aircraft for initial attack. If and when additional resources are needed, CAL FIRE uses its fleet of C-130 aircraft based out of McClellan Airport in Sacramento. If necessary, CAL FIRE will also deploy contractual aircraft for suppressing using 747, DC-10, or other large heavy-wing aircraft. According to San Jose Police, Fire, County Sheriff, and County Fire, They have not used Reid Hillview for disaster or emergency response for landing planes. Other airports that are available to support first responders emergencies certainly include the San Jose International, Moffett Federal Field, Palo Alto, San Carlos, San Martin, Livermore, and even Watsonville. We as county supervisors have to balance the needs of the entire community: pilots, aviation school operators and students, emergency responders, neighboring communities. We must make and protect the health, well-being, and safety of our community is what is at risk right now. Our administration and federal officials have the responsibility to end the lead exposure at Reid Hillview Airport now. Therefore, I ask that the administration work closely with public health departments and our school surrounding this area to provide support to our community to address the lead issue immediately. As mentioned, switching to unleaded gas should also take place immediately. I want to thank John Cohen and his association for trucking the unleaded UL-94 fuel to start providing unleaded gas. I recommend that we also explore displacement of businesses and residents that may be affected during the closure or after the closure, and to provide an exit plan for the aviation schools and the current lease for the pilots and HVA when we actually close. As the community vision planning process continues, we must explore possibilities of helicopter landing at the current Reid Hillview for emergency responses usage and consider impact to other adjacent airports. I believe Supervisors Committee and Sarvis just include this to their motion to include a comprehensive study on the impact on San Martin Airport, recommendation for improvement of this county-owned asset to serve the aviation community, and absolutely minimizing the impact to its surrounding community as well.